And now we leave that to go to a cursed ship. Alright, let's do it. Full speed ahead. Boy, oh boy, man. Oh, we have a thing. Dice in the dining room. Yeah, you know what? We can play some dice. Why not? Maybe I'll get a bit luckier. And I won't lose tons of money. But there's someone who's jumbling with hunger. Head to the dining room. Get closer to them. Yeah, double patrol. How much is the bet? Yeah, let's do this. I can do this. Roll them bones. Why? I'm gonna keep doing this. Come on, come on. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well now we've got our money back, essentially. Wow, that dice really did a roll. Okay, we won some. We won some. That's not the worst amount of money we've lost. I really wonder what other ships you can get in this game, you know? There has to be, like... Well, there's probably quite a few varieties. There's probably an achievement for getting them all. You find yourself on the bridge watching one of the terminal screens. When the image starts to warp, the indicators appear to intermingle as they blink, forming strange new images, while emitting a sharp beep before they turn off completely. You gently tap the screen and immediately recognize the smell of something burning coming from one of the towers. You open it up to see what happened, and you can clearly see one of the chips completely molten. You alert May and leave the bridge toward the cargo hold of the ship in search of a spare. Go down to the cargo hold. You descend the main stairs to the lower floor where everything was stored and begin to search through the crates. You'd swear the last time you took inventory you'd seen them in one of the little boxes stacked on one of the shelves in the back. You put the different containers away and look for the new chip until some voices behind your back surprise you. Hello? You turn your head and shrug your shoulders. It must have been your imagination. You keep digging through the inventory when the cargo hold's lights go out, leaving you in almost complete darkness. Your vision takes a few seconds to get used to the low light level, emitted by the emergency lights distributed throughout the room. May? What happened? Your voice rumbles through the room unanswered. You hope this wasn't a general failure. If the power flow is cut off completely, the gravity systems and life support will remain active for a few hours, giving time to repair the power system. That meant that without May... I keep wanting to call her Mai, but it's May, I'm pretty sure. That meant that without May's report, it was impossible to know until you lift the cargo. Find the way out of the cargo hold. Okay, Megan must be home. With your hands in front of you and some difficulty, you try to trace your steps to reach the cargo hatch that opens as soon as you activate the terminal. The ship's airlocks are also provided with autonomous emergency systems to the general power system for situations like these. As soon as the hatch opens, you see the row of emergency lights that run down the corridor you had arrived in. Apparently, the problem with the lights had spread beyond the hold. You follow the trail for a few minutes, surprised. Suddenly... Oh boy, it's that word again. Hold on.
Sepulchral.
Sepulchral. There you go. Suddenly, a sepulchral silence. What are the odds that they'd use it twice? Suddenly, a sepulchral silence reigned on the ship. Reigned on the ship, not the crew. Not the sound of the machinery. Nothing. You keep moving up against the wall to the engine room, from where you see one of the engineers coming out. Romero, what's happening? We've lost power all over the ship, Captain. I've reviewed the machinery, and it seems that everything is in order. The only thing that occurs to me is that someone is interfering with our systems. May should continue to function even if the main power was cut. The problem may come from the core room of the artificial intelligence. I was heading there right away. Yeah, we'll check May's core room. You both move silently through the darkness of the corridor to the core room. There was a possibility that the failure in May would have caused the power system to collapse completely. In any case, it was something you'd have to rule out as soon as possible. The ship systems that allowed you to stay alive continued to function thanks to small emergency generators that would not last forever. Your time to restore the general power flow was limited. You reach the room that is dimly illuminated, and you access the interior. You start going through parts of the machinery while the engineer seems a little nervous. And what exactly were you doing in the engine room? What? You answer as you check on one of the machines. I was near the engine room when the lights went out, and I went straight to it. I was surprised to find you in the room before I arrived, assuming your post is much further away than the cargo hold. Of course, I was in the room doing some checkups when the lights went out. I had not been informed about it. Why? I didn't want to bother you. I had seen small peaks in the monitor readings. I didn't think it was important enough to notify you. I'm the captain, Romero. The captain. As you keep talking, you notice one of the control panels with the activation levers completely lowered. Immediately, your sense of danger is triggered. That was only possible if someone had disabled the power flow manually. Romero. You raise your eyes to one of the chromate pipes to see the reflection of Romero. Without attracting her attention, and immediately see her lifting a crowbar with the intention of hitting you in the back. Romero! Dodge the blow. Yeah, there we go. Your aptitude level allows you to succeed. Anticipating the trajectory of the blow, you jump to one side and avoid it completely. With no time to stop her attack, Romero hits one of the pipes, causing a breach from which steam starts to come out at a frantic pace. You reincorporate. I've never heard some of these words used in these contexts. You reincorporate and look at Romero, who's wide-eyed and paralyzed. What are you doing? The expression of Romero has completely changed, and you rub your eyes several times in disbelief. Her face seems fragmented, as if it was a broken mirror. You're paralyzed for a few seconds while the crew member keeps talking. Come on, Captain. Where is it? You have no idea what Romero is talking about, and you keep quiet, which seems to bother Romero even more. Romero raises her voice, becoming much more aggressive. I'm talking to you. Where is it? Romero runs to you, wielding the crowbar with the intention of hitting you. I mean, with an aptitude of 7, that might be pretty difficult. But I don't want to unholster my weapon. I don't want to shoot her. We'll try to subdue her. Oh, did I get it? Oh, shit, I got it. Aptitude level allows you to succeed. You wait for the last moment to avoid the blow and throw yourself at the crew member. With the tackle, Romero falls to the ground with you on top, and you immediately hit her in the head a couple of times till she falls unconscious. You turn on yourself and lie beside her as you sigh deeply. You spend a while going over what has happened until a specialist Brown shows up through the engine room's door. Captain, what happened? Explain what happened. Oh. Rest in peace. Man, that sucks. After recounting the facts, the specialist keeps a few seconds of silence to regain composure. Don't worry, Captain. We'll re-establish the power flow and take care of Romero. We'll make sure she leaves the ship at the next spaceport. Well, it says she died, but technically she's just leaving, I guess. So she betrayed me. She was like my second in command, though. Well, I feel really hurt by that. Take care of the rest. Well, shit. I guess sometimes that might just happen. Damn. So now we're missing an engineer. One of my really good engineers, too. I mean, I guess we can bring Rose on board now. How do I move her? Oh, I do that. Okay, there we go. But now I'm missing an engineer. I have too many scientists. Damn, that makes me a little sad. I mean, it's fair. They have to get rid of crew at some point. I just wish it didn't have to be like that. But... oh, well. Oh, well. It is what it is. I'm sure there's like a reason for it, too. But damn, it's just like, it's so shitty, though. She's mostly into armoring. I mean, looking for like these two. Ah, man, I'm actually, man, I feel really sad about that. That like kind of hurts me a bit to know that she did that. I don't know how to feel. Chance to loot weapons. Sell price of used items. I mean, yeah, we'll give her that one, I guess. That way I can make a bit more monies. Alright, well, with that depressing note out of the way, I guess we'll go towards the cursed ship. Man. Admittedly, I'm not really too sure how to feel about that. I don't necessarily mind that it forced a crew member to leave, especially since, I don't know, I guess it's kind of like realistic.
We'll finish you off and spend your credits on updates.
Not gonna lie though, it still hurts.
One of the enemy ships has been destroyed.
Okay, so one thing I'm noticing with the ship already is I feel like the weapons are a lot more, like, packed together. Which is probably a good thing. What the fuck? I'm getting rocketed. Their shields are, like, unbreakable at the moment. Fuck. There we go. Shields busted. Alright, do spin maneuver. There's like mines and shit. Ah, there we go.
Well done. May, send a damage report to my terminal immediately.
I was gonna say, let me collect the stuff. Alright, let's continue onwards toward the cursed ship. Yeah, I think I'm a bit extra depressed about Romero. Like, not depressed, but like I'm a bit extra sad about Romero. Just because we shared that time on the farm together. We just did that. We all bonded as a crew. It's like one of my friends betrayed me. You and the crew silently watch the abandoned transporter for a few seconds. Is that the ship Brooks was talking about? No, it must be another ship that's precisely in the exact same coordinates that they gave us. Of course it is. Prepare the suits. Wolf turns to you. Shall we go in, Captain? Now don't tell me you're scared. For God's sake, Wolf. We've been to 1,000 wrecked ships. Wolf looks annoyed. I'm not scared. It's just that... I'm just saying that there are things that escape our understanding. Wow, you're such a chicken. May, initiate the boarding sequence.
Pilot, take us to the next target.
I wonder if I should get another engineer. Maybe. Maybe. So I feel like I should at least have, like... I feel like I shouldn't have this many scientists. This is weird. Despite having all its lights off, there's no evidence that the ship is abandoned. The hull is intact, without the slightest sign of combat. For a recovery team like Brooks, this would have meant hitting the jackpot. Yeah, this would have meant hitting the jackpot, yeah. You enter the ship through the hatches that are already open. The inside of the transporter doesn't reflect any damage at all, as does its outside. Engineers quickly begin typing on the active terminals. Well, this is... What is it? Roberts looks at you. We've been able to access some of the records, Captain. It appears that the systems have been manually disabled. The reactor, life support, basic systems such as gravity control remain, but the rest seem to have been intentionally disabled. You don't understand. Are you positive? The logs don't show any errors. All cancellations have been requested by the system itself. Can you reactivate them? Roberts answers back. No way. Most of the ship doesn't receive power at all. Maybe you can access the May system from the command bridge and take control, but it's pretty unusual. Pretty unusual anyway. Why would someone request the deactivation of life support? Sabotage? Roberts replies. The deactivation of life support is impossible without the captain's express confirmation. The security protocol is encrypted, and even activating another May system would save the old registry keys. So what happened here? You move through the corridors illuminated by the light of your suits. The atmosphere has become increasingly tense, and now the entire crew is silent. Although no one wants to admit it, Brooks' story has been creepy enough to worry the whole group. You joke, trying to ease your men. I think this is the first time I haven't heard your voice for so long, Gyrodon. If I didn't know you, I'd say you've bought some, I'd say you've bought into Captain Brooks' story. You don't get an answer. Gyrodon? You look nervously at the crew, but there's no sign of Gyrodon. Just a few minutes ago, he was behind you. You draw your weapon and gesture to the rest. Something weird is happening on the ship, and you'd better find out what it is before it's too late. Even if you still don't believe the Horizon crew's story, crewmen don't disappear just like that. A scream from around the corner makes your blood run cold. You all identify that voice. Gyrodon! You run as fast as you can down the hall and around the corner. At the end of the corridor, you can see the back of your crew member who's standing in the dark. Oh no, is this Blair Witch? We getting Blair Witched? You swallow. Gyrodon? Are you okay? Without saying a word, Gyrodon turns to you. His expression is impassive, and he's moving his lips as if whispering something. You take a step forward, slowly holding out your hand. Gyrodon, it's us. The scream of Gyrodon bursts your ears through the intercom. Without having time to react, he runs towards you while still screaming. It's too late. It looks like he's going to ram you. In just a second, you consider opening fire, but you hesitate. With no other option, you cover yourself, waiting for the tackle. You open your eyes slowly while listening at Gyrodon's laugh through the communicator. Wow, you should have seen your faces. Lo almost shit his pants. Have you lost your mind, Gyrodon? You scared me to death. You push her away while she's still laughing. I'm pretty sure Gyrodon's a he. Yeah, because it's Michael, right? You push her away while she's still laughing. Come on, Captain. That was hilarious. I can't believe even you fell for it. You smile, catching your breath. I swear I was about to shoot. I thought you were possessed or something. I've been wanting to do this since I found out we were headed here. We're all paranoid, guys. There's nothing going in this... Gyrodon doesn't finish the sentence. Her face turns pale as she slowly points toward your back. That's enough, Gyrodon. You turn your head and you see her. Behind you, at the end of the corridor, a woman in a long dress stares at you from the darkness. Gyrodon tries to speak. What the... The woman begins to walk towards you. You get in the way of her and your crew. I'm Captain Paulo Solzenha. Stop immediately or we'll open fire. The woman keeps moving towards you. As she gets closer, you can see her face completely stained with blood. Open fire. Bullets and lasers go through the woman without affecting her at all. She continues to move forward until she stops right in front of you. You and the crew are paralyzed by terror. Brooks was right. Whatever that thing is, it's clear she's not human. The woman gently raises her hand as she looks into your eyes. No, she doesn't look at you. She's actually looking right through you. The spectral woman speaks. Hi, Ryan. Are you all in the dining room already? The woman's hand goes through your chest. Oh no, is she gonna, like, do a thing where she, like, stops your heart from beating by, like, squeezing it or something like that? There's a show that did that. I don't remember what it was. Spectral man. That's right, Det. The entire crew is down. Join me. You're going to love this. You look back where there was nothing but darkness. Now a man approaches the woman. His face is swollen and blue, and his eyes are glassy, lifeless. You'll have to wear this. The captain has ordered it. The woman smiles and ties a cloth covering her eyes. The bandage quickly becomes soaked in blood, turning reddish. I already told you. It wasn't necessary. What's going on here? Gyrodon reaches into the man's head and looks at you. Holograms. You and the crew look at each other without knowing what this is all about. As soon as the woman went through you, that was the first thing you thought about. But this still couldn't explain what happened on the ship. The man grabs the woman by the hand and leads her down the corridor. You put your weapon away and gesture to the crew. Let's follow them. They both continue until they go through one of the gates. You move closer and the gate system creaks and slowly opens. Besides the terminal and the flickering light at the back of the dining room, everything else is turned off. In the middle of the darkness, you can see almost a dozen people, all of them looking the same, except for the lady you've seen first. They all have the same blue, puffy faces. As soon as they see Det and Ryan arrive, they get up from the table. Ryan walks over to the lady and gently removes the bandage from her. She smiles, covering her mouth and looking around. Happy birthday, Det! One of the holograms on the table is speaking. Judging from his uniform, you'd say he's the captain. His tone seems jovial and cheerful, but his eyes are whitish and dull, just like Ryan's. Today, Det turns 25. It seems like yesterday when she joined the ship. She was just a cute little girl, so scared that she hardly dared speak to me. The rest of the crew laughs. And look at her now. A full-fledged woman. You've become a great woman, Det. We just wanted you to know. Det cries a few bloody tears of joy. Thank you all, guys. How did you know that today's my birthday? I've only told... May. Was this your idea? The May system speaks. I added that part, but yeah. The captain suggested holding a commemorative celebration of your birth, and I simply shared the information with him. Captain of the Horizon speaks. Don't be so modest, May. This was your idea. The holograms keep joking around until they sit down at the table, and the captain acts like he's cutting a big cake. I don't know. I feel like we should keep watching this. So yeah, we should keep watching this. The celebration continues for quite a while. Although you can only see the holograms, they're acting as if they were at a feast. I still remember the face she made. May reminds us whenever she can. You should have thought twice before trying to scrap me. You look up at the communicators, intrigued. All the sound the holograms make comes from them. For some reason, the system is reproducing all of this, despite being completely crashed. Okay, I think we should... The hologram doesn't finish the sentence. Each and every one of them is frozen, while you can only hear static coming from the communicators. What happened? The holograms disappear for a few seconds and reappear. You watch the group for a moment and quickly notice that I thought it was Det, and Ryan are missing. Shh, they're coming. Everyone be quiet. May, don't even think about spoiling the surprise. The hatch opens and you can see Ryan and leading Det by the hand, who's still blindfolded. Ryan walks over to the lady and gently removes the blindfold. She smiles, covering her mouth and looking around. Happy birthday, Det. Once again, the captain approaches. Today, Det turns 25. It seems like yesterday when she joined the ship. She was just a cute little girl, so scared that she hardly dared speak to me. The rest of the crew laughs. And look at her now, a full-fledged woman. You've become a great woman, Det. We just wanted you to know. We've seen enough. We leave the holograms in the dining room behind and continue down the hall to the command bridge. If there's any clues to what happened here, you'll find it in the captain's records. On the way, you find several holograms walking the corridor and working on the ship. Soon enough, you find a lady who crosses your path. Det walks barefoot down the hall, staring. Now her expression is much more serious and sadder. The rest of the holograms completely ignore her despite her being stained with blood, wearing the same dress that she wore on her birthday and holding a G21 semi-automatic pistol in her hand. Follow Det. Despite appearing absent, Det knows exactly where she's going. The woman descends the stairs to the lower deck and reaches the cabins. Without even blinking, she walks through one of the closed hatches. engineers get down to business. Roberts types rapidly until the sound of the gunshot on the other side of the hatch startles you. You both look at each other, knowing perfectly what has happened inside. It's open, Captain. Enter Det's cabin. You enter the small cabin, which is completely dark. Unlike the rest of the ship, the place is untidy. The clothes are lying on the ground along with several destroyed objects, including a terminal and dozens of books. Next to the wall, you find Det's frozen body. She's wearing a spacesuit without its helmet, and she's covered in blood. The freezing temperatures have kept the body intact, without a trace of the deterioration that it should have suffered after all this time. You slowly approach and take a look. Judging by the bloodstains, the shot must have been point blank. You look down pitifully and notice a notebook right next to her gun. Pick up the diary. You pick up the diary and read it. Stardate 557975. Today's the first day of my new life. After months of wandering aimlessly since I ran away from home, it seems that I finally found a place to rest. When I met Captain Collins, I thought he would sell me as a slave. Today he introduced me to the crew and explained my role on the ship. It had been a long time since I last had a warm meal. Stardate 7268975. Today, Mike played a silly joke on the captain. He turned so red with anger that he looked like a tomato. A killer tomato. I get it, from outer space. I think Mike's going to get sick of scrubbing the ship's decks. Keep reading. Stardate 2502980. It's been almost 5 years since I came to the ship. Collins and the others have been very good to me. The captain takes care of us, and we take care of him. I wish I had met them before. Stardate 0507982. Today, May told me to wait for Ryan in the corridor in front of the dining room. They believe I don't know that they're throwing a birthday party for me. The crew has been acting funny during the whole week, just because I told May that the date was getting closer. Poor people. They tried so hard that I'm not going to disappoint them. I'll have to practice my surprise reaction. The party has been amazing. Joining the ship has been the best thing that has ever happened to me. Oh boy, it's gonna go horribly wrong. Stardate 1909982. The captain seems concerned, although he's trying to hide it. Today I overheard overheard Ryan and Ashley talking about the May system giving them trouble. I hope it's nothing serious. May is one of the crew. Without her, the ship wouldn't be the same. Stardate 2209982. Today the engines have stopped for hours. Collins was really angry, and May hasn't said a word for days. I'm afraid it's already decided. We're heading to Traffin to get spare parts and replace the ship's May system. The mood of the crew sucks. Everything sucks. Stardate 2409982. Something's wrong. My cabin's hatch has been locked for several hours, and I still haven't heard a word from anyone in the crew. After the errors of the last few days, it can only be a malfunction in the May system. I hope Ryan and the others don't take long to fix it. I'm feeling so hungry. Stardate 3009982. I haven't had the strength to write since the incident. As soon as my cabin's hatch opened, I knew something really bad had happened. It was dark outside, and the cold cut through my skin. Although some of the hatches are still blocked, I managed to get to the spacesuits. Oxygen levels are very low, and temperature control systems only work on the bottom deck. I made a detour through the dining room to get to the command bridge. The hatch opened, and that's when I saw them. Collins, Ryan, Ashley. They're all dead. Their bodies are still there, lying on the terminals, swollen and blue due to the lack of oxygen. I've gone through the logs, and much of the ship's systems went down the night I was locked in my cabin. It seems that a bug in May's logic system has led her to disable the reactor, along with the life support and hatch control. We would all have died within hours, but Collins and the others managed to reestablish some of the energy flow and reactivate life support on the lower deck. Thanks to them, I'm still alive, once again. I'll have to go back to the command bridge and collect their bodies, give them the funeral they deserve. But I don't dare to go back there. Seeing their faces is too painful. Stardate 3509982. May is completely out of control. Less things work every day, and the fear that at any moment life support will be disabled is killing me. I've collected all the supplies I found. I believe I can surely survive for a few weeks. Stardate 4209982. The batteries in the suits are running low, and without the generators, I have no way of recharging them. Looking around the ship today, I thought I saw Collins and Ryan talking about my birthday. God, I'm losing my mind. Stardate 4709982. I can't stand it anymore. The loneliness, the cold. I just wanted to remove the bodies from the command bridge and pay my respects before I finish it all. But I'm not even able to move Collins. God, I'm so pathetic. I wish I had died with all of them. I wish they hadn't saved me. 5309982. I've been watching the crew for several days walk through the ship's corridors. I guess I've finally gone insane. It's decided. I've got Collins' old gun, and I'm going to do it tonight. I can't take it another minute. 5509982. This time, I'm going to do it. This is goodbye. Stardate 5809982. This is so tragic. The fact that, like, she couldn't do it for so long. Like, that'd be really horrible. 5809982. I love you guys. Thanks for everything. You turn the rest of the pages, but they're blank. It ends here. Damn. This clears everything up. Except why the holograms of the crew keep popping up all over the ship? You answer. It must be some mistake. If the maze system has been able to cut off life support systems, something has gone very wrong. It's extremely rare, but maze systems are very complex. Faults and anomalies of all sorts can arise. Could you analyze it, Roberts? Yeah, we could try to run an analysis, albeit a very superficial one. Finding the source of the error could take weeks or months. If it was something easy to spot, the crew engineers would have been able to detect it in time. What's clear is that we've got to do something. This is all too messed up. If the same thing happened to me, the last thing I'd want is for my corpse to float through space for eternity. Let's destroy the ship. I don't think so. Let's go to the command bridge. I don't want to destroy the ship. I feel like that'd be a bit too disrespectful. After going through the corridors and climbing to the upper floor, you reach the command bridge's hatch. To your surprise, the terminal seems to be active, and when you put your hand on it, it opens. Some of the monitors are still on, displaying long error messages. The lights are off, and the room is lit only by the light from the screens and the reddish emergency lights. On the floor, you find the frozen bodies of several men and women. Unlike Death's body, this time there's no trace of blood. All bodies have open, glassy eyes, and a complexion so transparent that you can see their veins through them. These must be Collins and the others. The engineers get on the terminals and start typing. Meanwhile, the others help you get the corpses out of there. With the help of your men, you carry the frozen bodies and take them to one of the adjoining rooms and cover them with whatever you can find. You don't know who they were or what their role was, but you really feel sorry for them. A family. That's how Det had described them in her diary. All killed by a system malfunction. The poor woman had had to endure that for several days, feeling guilty that she was the only one to have made it out alive, and knowing what was waiting for her in the end. You sigh. Let's go back to the command bridge. Hours go by as the engineers dig deeper and deeper. As Det related in her diary, life support fell along with the rest of the systems due to May's system failure. On the consoles, Roberts and the others read the error logs and try to access the artificial intelligence, but there's no response. After a few more hours, Roberts comes to you. We've tried everything we could, Captain, but we can't move forward. The Maze System's logic core is completely corrupted, except for a couple of base modules. Everything else is useless. The few systems that are still active, such as holographic projection, are being managed by primary modules. But why is she projecting holograms? Robert's expression changes. It's impossible to know. The modules in charge of emotional management are the most complex ones. She probably doesn't even have control over them. We've tried to restart her, deactivate her, but the system invalidates us over and over. We ran a deep scan to determine her state, and the emotional modules return very unstable values, which means that she's still conscious. It's impossible to know what she's going through with the rest of the modules disabled, but the communication with the system was feasible at a very superficial level. Despite our best efforts, we've only gotten the same answer over and over again. Kill me. You feel a chill as Roberts continues to speak and the rest of the crew gathers around you. Their only values, a simulation that humanizes the May system to be empathetic and optimized decision-making. Memory, affection, pain, they're nothing more than data, but for her it's very real. In fact, there's not that much difference with a human brain. I think we should do it, Captain. I can't help but imagine our May in her situation. Trapped and forced to relive the same thing day after day, knowing that it was her who took their lives. The rest of the crew watches you silently as you make up your mind. Okay, well now I feel like it's time to destroy the ship. We'll destroy the ship. You go on. We already know what has happened and we can't leave these people like this. We don't have time to search for the bodies of the entire crew and organize a funeral. We can blow up the ship and get this over with. That's what Det would have wanted. Without saying anything else, you go back to your ship for the explosives. Although Det couldn't access the entire ship with the right equipment... okay, hold on. Although Det couldn't access the entire ship, with the right equipment, it won't take you long to reach the strategic points. Properly placed, a few explosive charges will wipe the ship off the map, along with all the misfortunes that have taken place in it. That's all you can do for these poor people. A couple of hours later, you and the crew meet on the lower deck. Is everything ready? Charges placed and synchronized. As soon as you've given the order, we'll activate the detonator. You answer. Okay, let's put an end to this. These people have suffered enough already. It's time to let them rest in peace. The crew nods, and you all turn towards your ship. As you cross the dining room, you see how the holograms hug each other, while laughing and joking. It's Det's last sentence just before you leave the room. The one that makes your stomach clench. I love you guys. I hope this day never ends. Ah, no! Why is it so tragic? Go back to the ship. Alright, well, that was quite the adventure, I gotta say. Jeez, though. See what I mean by when I say this game actually has pretty solid stories? Like, I'm not saying they're the best stories ever written, right? But that was pretty good, and that actually did give me a bit of an emotional gut punch, you know? Like, that's really tragic. Once again, that's like that's a scene I could see from a movie, right? Of a crew finding the ship, and then that would kind of make a good movie plot, to be fair. About a crew finding a spaceship that doesn't have aliens on it, right? But has a mystery where it's like, oh, these holograms, and you know, now, you know, you're finding dead bodies and diaries, and there's a ghost lady, which may not actually be a ghost, but may also be a ghost, and then you find the diary, you read it. Like, it's very tragic, but very good. See, this is why I like this game. It's not even like the combat. Like, the combat's okay, but it is pretty basic combat, at least for the moment. Maybe it gets more complex later. But for the moment, it's still very basic combat, but it's the stories that I'm seeing that I'm most impressed with. And every time I've streamed this, I've gotten a really good story out of it. So we're gonna go here. And then I'm probably gonna leave it at that. For the day. Because, for all I know, there might be another story that pops up that's like half an hour long. And unfortunately, I don't have half an hour, right? But we'll go here, we'll have the game save. We'll look around the area and just see what's up. Yeah, return, exit to main menu and save. Alright. So that was good, though. That was really, really good. Now, I will say, like I've said, this is probably the last time we'll stream this game. Because I know it'll take a really long time to kind of wrap up, and I still have a bunch of other poll games I need to play. But this isn't the end of the journey. It's just gonna be moved to become a YouTube series. So if you do like this, it's gonna continue. Just, you know, keep an eye out on the YouTubes. I'll even post a link just in case, which should be that. So that should link to my channel, where the rest of this is going to end up going eventually. I'll probably just play it off and on. We'll probably see what happens. Because I am really enjoying this. It's really, really solid, and it's really, really good. So yeah, this is going to turn into a YouTube series. It may come out kind of sparsely. Depends on what I do. But I imagine I'm going to play this at least fairly regularly. Because I've been enjoying it a lot. And once again, thank you guys for voting for this game. It was really good. You guys always vote for the games that I don't really expect you to vote for. Because I believe this was the month with Henry Stickmin in it. And I really thought that one was going to win, and it was really close. But you guys picked this one, and it turned out to be really good. When I looked at the screenshots for this game and read the description, I thought, yeah, it'd be a pretty okay game, but, you know, it's probably just very simple. Get in a ship, shoot people, you know. Excuse me, you have a very basic, maybe FTL-style game, you know? But no, there's a lot more to it than that. And the writers of this game actually do a pretty decent job, in my opinion. You know, at least when it comes to the side stories that we've come across. I've seen a lot of really, really impressive, well, stories that actually suck me in, which I'm surprised by with this game. So you can bet this game is going to continue. But speaking of the poll games, the next poll should go up tonight, as long as I remember. If I get busy, because I do have a few things to do tonight. If I get busy, it'll go up tomorrow, but ideally the poll will start up tonight for the next poll pick, and that'll probably replace this one. But I'm really looking forward to that. I don't remember which games are on the list. Matter of fact, I could have a little peek. But that would require me having opened up Firefox. I don't feel like doing that yet. Okay, so the point is, the poll is going up tonight. Alright, so keep an eye out for that. For now, though, I guess that needs to be it for me tonight. Once again, this game will continue. It just most likely won't be on stream because of all the other games I need to stream. But it will appear up on YouTube periodically. So keep an eye out for that. I'll probably keep you guys updated on Twitter and probably and on Discord when parts of this get uploaded, right? But yeah, I think that should be the end for the moment. That's quite a journey. So the next stream, I'm gonna talk to Meg. I don't think Megan and I are gonna do any streams this weekend. So the next stream will probably be on Wednesday again. Probably starting up with more Elden Ring as per usual. For now though, my friends, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I shall catch you guys on, did I say Wednesday? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, okay, it is Wednesday. I always have to do that. I'm like, okay, Wednesday is the third day of the week, right? And then I'm like, but what if I'm wrong and I say the wrong thing? No, it's always Wednesday. Alright. Anyway, for now, though, it's time to cue the outro. Alright, Frag out. I'll catch you guys later.